Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to this nonstop SMO action today here on twitch.tv/speedrun. My name's Darrow, hanging out with J-Mill Gaming. How you doing, J-Mill?
I'm doing pretty good. How we doing tonight?
I'm pretty excited for this matchup, to be honest. I mean, you got DD on one side, working that PB down, trying to hit that 0-0, and on the other side, Reyals. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty hot matchup here between these two runners. Both right next to each other on the leaderboard, basically. Only person in between them is Dansta, so.
All right, pushing right through. I know that DD, or Dangers, has the 1.2 and 1.0 world record for world peace, so he's kind of proven himself.
Yeah,
Reyals,
definitely pushing towards it.
You know, Reyals is a bit up there as well. Hot caps. That's what we need, hot caps. We saw earlier today with the race with Fear. Man, I'm all over the place. We saw the race with Fear earlier today. It was super close throughout the entire race. Nothing but bonks back and forth. Looks like Reyals taking a small lead here just with movement, which is all what cap is.
Yeah, cap, it's really short, really to the point, but also really easy to lose a good amount of time there just by bonking.
I mean, it's the place where everybody resets in a run.
Yeah, I feel like getting a bad cap is definitely the worst way to start off a run, just because it's like because it's actually a really simple stage. So when you mess up in cap, it's really demotivating.
And it's also one of those stages that time can get away from you and you not even realize it. That, you know, you think you're just going super, super fast, and then all of a sudden, wait, hold on, I lost 6 seconds? How? Where did I lose it? And so time can get away from you really, really quick. And in a race setting, again, there is no reset. You just kind of have to move forward, get past it, and beat your opponent.
Right, we're looking for some pretty spicy cap kingdom here for both runners, though. Pretty hot.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be about a 220 flat from Reyals, maybe a low 221 from Dangers.
Yeah, maybe even a 222. Still getting accustomed to the numbers here.
Oh, yep, you are 223.
See, time can get away from you just like that.
Exactly.
Reyals did have a 220 though, I'm pretty sure. All right, so we'll see him go for first move skip here. More than likely, yeah, going for wet FMS. Pretty easy. Definitely easier than the old FMS setup.
And way more consistent. Looks like Reyals electing to go with that up throw there for the cap return jump. So just a little bit quicker than Dangers, but
you gotta do what's consistent for you, for sure. That's a huge thing in this game. You gotta find your own consistencies.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Oh, Dangers making sure that he made it.
Yeah, definitely a little more optimal for Reyal there. Reyals had a much more optimal dino skip.
And that's kind of the thing, and I know, J-Mill, you've raced a lot. It's kind of that balance between being really risky and doing what you know, and taking maybe an extra second or an extra half a second to make sure, like you saw Dangers there, making sure that he was far enough out from the cap, directly across from the cap. I mean, when you're racing, what's kind of your mentality of risk versus making sure you execute those strats correctly?
I mean, it just depends. Early on in the run, I wouldn't really go like too risky, or in a race setting, I wouldn't go too risky early on in a run. It's pretty much once you're about halfway through towards the end and you notice you're a little bit behind, you need to start making up some time. Maybe notice that they didn't go for a certain strat, or know that you have to go for a strat in order to like make up some time you lost at the beginning. But it would be really risky to go for it at the front and then mess it up and lose all that time at the beginning of the run. because then you're going to be thinking about that all run.
Exactly. It's going to be on the back of your mind. Things like chest clip, which is what we see Rails doing here, looks good right down the right side.
Yeah, really high. Oh,
Oh.
I don't know. I've seen that before.
Oh!
Try to get it up
Rails.
clip. Dangers failed it too, though.
Danger's going to be able to back it up.
For Dangers, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen
There
that.
we go. Okay.
Rails.
All right. So we've had a lead change right there. Dangers did miss it. He missed the clip, but was able to get up there. Rails was hanging out of bounds for a little while.
Yeah, that was kind of Monka-esque, you could say. That chest clip is very hard, though. I mean, I still struggle. I've tried to practice it for a little while. It's still really inconsistent.
Knowing when to throw the cap is key there.
Right.
Because if you're early, you'll miss the clip. Or I'm sorry, if you're late, you'll miss the clip. If you're early, you'll kind of do what Rails did there, and you're almost like floundering, trying to get back up.
Right. You're not going to get enough height.
Right.
Same thing goes for the nut clip in Wooded Kingdom as well.
Coming across the easiest strat in the game, but sometimes the hardest in a setting like this. Skipping the action guide quickly.
Yeah, that's the most triggering as well. I feel like it's RNG most times. Kind of aggravating.
Sand is one of those longer kingdoms. Danger's snapping that camera back. And ooh,
ooh, the save on the flower pot.
Wow.
Couldn't have been much luckier there.
We're synced at this point.
Yeah, this sync is actually really nice right now.
I mean, it's just about perfect.
0.01 for
right
lead. Very little in the lead. Danger's getting a little more optimal roll, but a little less optimal spin pound.
Right. Shaking the controller is hard. I don't care what anybody says, and you do it a lot.
Right. Pull on your arms.
Especially here in sand, it's like, ooh, Rail not able to get up, so
yeah, sand is a lot of shaking.
Back in, it's all shaking. It's we're gonna see Dram from both of these gents here.
Ooh, a little safer setup there for Dangerous. Is gonna get it though.
I mean, the big thing here in sand, we're gonna see these guys go do Sphinx Clip twice. So Sphinx Clip once is hard enough, but when you're on this level, having to go twice, go into two separate areas, is super risky.
Yeah, definitely. It's a really hard clip, to say the least. So having to do it twice is really not comfortable.
Well, and
there is a way to do it once, though, is there not?
There is, and really hard. The reason why most... Oh, I know what you're saying. There is, but it's all about timing of that bird. So...
Oh, Rails actually got it.
Alright. Time number 2 here. Now, this is where you're racing against the clock. You don't want to clip back in, because you still want to hit that bird cycle.
So yeah, Rails with the lead right now, I'd say, because he got that single Sphinx clip.
Yep.
Actually, no. Danger's still in the lead.
Danger's still in there.
Dangerous has had a more optimal Sphinx clips, I guess.
And it's tough, too. These guys make it look really easy.
This clip right here gave me the most trouble, I think, when I was learning the game. The Jaxie skip. Yeah, it's a nightmare. Oh, Dangerous almost took a death there.
Normally have to do an extra cap throw. You know, a lot of like beginning runners will just do a long jump off the top, not worrying about the roll.
Right. I actually had a run yesterday, or maybe it was today. It was probably earlier in the day, but I went for the cap bounce and it didn't give it to me, and I died. And I was like, "What happened?"
Exactly. Look at this.
Really risky.
Danger's right on time, maybe a little bit early, and then Reyes got it a little bit earlier, but I'm going to see Notes here. Now, Notes is one of those moons that looks really easy, and it is easy, but it's not easy to do it 100% optimally.
Right, because the optimal way is a single spin throw.
Right.
Which is really hard to make the timing on. Like both runners had to do two spin throws.
Wow, very hot sands. Gonna end up being about a 1025 or so.
I'd say it's about a 1030.
That's gonna look
because that extra
really
cutscene.
Right. But you miss most of the kingdom in any percent, which, you know, kind of sucks because the kingdom is awesome. There's 2 major boss fights.
4 for Dangers. And a 25 for Rails. That's a pog. That's a nutty time.
I'm pretty sure, because there is Theo percent, which is, you know, the first 3 kingdoms called Theo percent. I cannot remember what the record is. I don't know if it's sub 10, but I know it's right at 10 minutes.
Right, and I get excited if I get like a sub 12-minute Sand Kingdom.
Right.
So it definitely goes to show you how good these runners actually are.
Like another one of those very fast kingdoms.
But can be really, really punishing if you mess up. Really fast kingdom, and if you mess up something, it can be really punishing, especially late clip or something.
Now it looks like Danger's going for late clip as well. All right.
Good setup so far.
All right, good. He was able to get it.
Reyes gets it as well.
Right.
Ooh, with a little bit of a backup.
Right in there.
Really nice.
And that's tough too, because I'm not sure about Rhea. I'm pretty sure Rhea is on Procon. I know that Danger's on Procon, having to switch those controllers out just to do late clip.
Is there a down throw in late clip?
There is.
Oh wow, I didn't even notice that. Oh, I know about that one for the fish.
There's that one, but
I don't know if I ever paid attention to late clip too much to notice a down throw during it, because it's mostly blind.
It is. You know, and you can get the fake late clip, which, you know, Cappy, you saw Cappy came out through the corner.
Right.
And you think that you're lined up, but you're not, because that's how you judge if you're in the correct position, is if Cappy is coming out the corner as the first part of that movement. And Danger's grabbing the last moon, going to be warping back late kingdom over just that quick.
Really fast. Such a fast kingdom. Lake and Lost Kingdom are both really fast kingdoms in the run.
Yep, Lost and Lost, you've got 10 moons in about 2 minutes. So it's
crazy.
It's like all high speed, nothing but high speed. Now, going through Wooded, you're going to see these guys really focus on their coin count going forward. If they don't pay attention to it, they're going to get to snow and not have enough coins to make it through, to actually buy the moon. And it's so disheartening, especially if you're on PB pace, you're, you know, pedal to the metal, and then all of a sudden, oh wait, I've got 89 coins. Are you kidding me? So
yeah, that would be the most annoying thing, probably.
You have to pay attention to it. If not, if you're a little light on your coins, what you'll do is you go to Seaside first just to get a couple of coins, and then go to Snow next.
Yeah, you definitely want to pay attention to your coin count throughout the run as well. Just know where you are.
Which Dangers is looking pretty hot. Yeah, got 212 coins. Rhea's only got, missing that moon. And just like that, we're just about synced up once again.
Ooh, yeah, Rails is really low on coins right now. Gonna need about 60 out of this.
So we may see that.
Might see him go Seaside. Oh, the sink. Yeah, Rails is really low on coins, actually.
And I don't know how often you've tried that roll cancel going up to nut clip. It's tough to maintain your momentum.
Oh yeah, it's pretty aggravating. All right, good nut clips for both. See if they can get this movement here. All right, Rails up there and Dangerous is up there, looking good.
Going up the ramp. You know, in all of the kingdoms except for one, we figured out a way to definitively skip the brutal fight. Luncheon's the only kingdom as of right now that they've kind of like experimented with a way, but you know, as of right now, we can't figure out a way to make that work.
And it's kind of a shame, like, the only one that I actually would enjoy would be Lake.
Oh, the Rango fight.
I hate the Rango fight. He's so annoying. Just looking at him makes me mad.
That
Spewert's not bad, though. Spewert's probably the easiest one for me.
I agree. Rails a little bit ahead. Oop. Danger's missing that triple and bonking up top.
Movement
back
is
it up.
hard, okay?
It is. Now, we saw today Fear doing his patented Piranha Moon skip earlier. I think he's the only one that does that, where he actually skips this. He gets the nut on the top of the tree towards the beginning of the run to be able to skip this moon in particular.
I think Nacro does as well.
Okay. Nice Flower Road skip.
Ooh, failing that triple jump. That's a pretty rough one.
You know, and I think that's something that SM64 and SMO share. If you barely just nick a wall, your speed is gone.
Yeah, it's pretty agitating when you get you're going fast, and then next thing you know, you clip a wall, and it's either a bonk or you go from 100 speed to 0.
Right.
I really love watching. I really enjoy watching, I should say, these top runners, just watching all their spin pounds and stuff is just so mesmerizing. Like, it's so clean, so fast.
That's one of the things that is more difficult, because buffering those spin pounds, like, they do it just instantly, but like everything is planned out because you have to know where your placement is and how fast Mario is going to make them work.
Right, and they're buffering them during their rolls or during their dives. Like, they're doing the motion for it before you even see it on the screen. Like, it looks like they're just rolling along, but they're actually spinning their stick.
And then watching these fast pipes,
definitely another mesmerizing section.
Dangerous
because pipes is ridiculously hard.
It is. Hitting that cycle, now Dangerous was able to get off the long jump and the cap throw. So he's a little bit further ahead in the cycle, so it's going to be a little bit easier for him to pop up.
Alright, pretty good wooden.
I mean, we're at 18 minutes now, and we're already down Cap, Cascade, Lake, Sand, and Wooded. 5 kingdoms, 18 minutes.
Pretty crazy. 45 moons in total. That's more than 2 a minute.
I mean, that's insane. Jeez. Bub, thank you so much for the raid of 604. All right, heading into Cloud Kingdom now. We're going to be seeing fast caps from both of these guys, which again is another one of those strats that that a lot of the runners will just sit here and grind out and grind out. It's completely different from the final Bowser fight. We can see Dangers here on to the right of Bowser, so that he only moves over one spot instead of jumping like 4 or 5 spots like he normally does.
Yeah, and fast caps is actually really hard.
It is.
They make it look so easy.
Rails taking damage there on purpose, because what happens is the caps home in on you, so you want to get that damage out of the way, get your iframes going, so you're recovering while your iframes are up, and then just boom, pop.
Ooh, Dangerous with the optimal heart grab there.
Right. And that's important, because every time that you take damage, when you go to get a moon, it takes longer to capture that moon.
Right. I don't think it matters in Cloud too much, just because you have to skip a cutscene. I don't think it shows your health going back up or not, though. It could very well, though. I didn't quite pay attention to that section.
Rhea looking good. Meme tree, no problem.
Hate that tree.
I think everyone does. Danger's the exact same. Really smooth. Really, really smooth.
Yeah, that cat vault right there is really cool. It's a really cool section of movement.
The butterfly moon can be kind of scary.
Yeah, that kind of scared me a little bit. I hadn't seen movement like that in a couple days. I almost forgot it existed. Alright, activating Klepto there.
Yeah. We have seen in this tournament where, you know, things have happened and the music plays for Klepto, and then all of a sudden Klepto comes back, which is beyond triggering. Oh, he misses the triple. But he was able to get the cage, so he knew to stay in place and look up.
That backup was really cool, actually.
Danger's getting that last moon incredibly quick. Getting the recovery, and these gents are neck and neck.
I'm actually kind of curious as to where Danger's lost all the time, because they were pretty synced up for a while. I must have been watching Rails a little too much.
And Lost is over just as quickly as it started.
It's about a 6-second time difference, so it's not too bad at all.
That's really good.
That's like one bonk.
I think their PBs are what, 32 seconds apart, you said?
Yeah, just about. Rails has got a 101.03, and Dangerous has a 101.35, so yeah, 32 seconds.
And Dangerous has been running like crazy, so it may actually be closer than that.
Yeah, Dangerous actually just got that 9 days ago, and Rails had his 3 weeks ago.
All right, Night Metro. An incredibly movement-based kingdom, especially Indoor City Hall. It can kind of trip you up if you miss that elevator cycle. If you can back it up well, then awesome. But if you miss that cycle, you're losing some time.
Yeah, it's at least a solid like 5 seconds.
And I love watching the Goomba death every time so that they can make that ledge without doing another cap throw. All right, Ray is up there. And Dangerous is up there. Super quick.
Really clean from both runners.
And about to head into Mecha Wiggler. So the big RNG spot. Ooh, Dangerous getting kind of a weird camera there for a second.
That camera was kind of gross.
So Mecha Wiggler where he can kind of like loop over himself, which makes the hitboxes go over each other, so you look like you're just nailing that one piece, but it's the piece next to its hitbox that you're hitting. Like what we saw right there from Dangers with that angle. Had to take another shot just to make sure.
Yeah, this Wiggler is actually quite a big meme. Those hitboxes, I mean, the hitboxes in Odyssey itself are pretty bad. For being a newer game like it is, the hitboxes are not friendly enough.
And an update from the fellow mod teams, thanks Bob, that Rhea actually just got 1 flat 56.
Oh, wow.
Offline. Oh, he's not far enough back. Oh, he got it, okay. Dangers making good work of that. Like that's not easy to sit there and hit that little loop and still get it. 2 cycles from both of these guys. That just shows how awesome they are, I guess, as top level runners and why they're in the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, I don't find too much problems making the second or making 2 cycles, but the hardest thing for me is probably just doing it clean.
Right.
And then, like you said, sometimes the Wiggler will like loop over itself, which is really scary because you have to be able to react fast to that, or else you're losing that cycle.
Runners only about 4 seconds apart from each other going into Metro Day here.
Day Metro is another one of those like really fast sections in the run as well.
It is.
But it's a really cool section of the run.
This was the first Dram that I learned because it's kind of like the easiest.
For sure.
All right, clip and drive by Rhea. And I'm sure we're going to see the same from Dangers here.
Oh, he's going to go safe with the setup.
I don't blame him.
I don't blame him at all.
Take an extra second to go ahead and do it now, then completely miss. Now you're driving all the way around. Yeah, no.
And that setup actually makes it really consistent. It's almost 100% foolproof. As long as you know how to lean the controller, you're okay.
So one of the ways that I kind of judge, and I was talking about this earlier with Philly fan, judge where the runners are. You see where the taxi was? That taxi's on the same route. So Danger's just a little bit behind Arrayas, which is what we see anyway. And you see the taxi taking the right there. You'll see it already around the corner. And you can kind of judge your time based upon those taxis.
Yeah, they are cycle based. It's not RNG.
Right. One kind of fun thing that you see the top runners do, but you don't see like your mid-level runners do, is you notice when they're talking to these musicians, they're going into first person for just a second. And the reasoning behind that is because if you talk to the musicians, it's almost like a slow pan. Like what we saw with Rhea there. We saw the slow pan. We'll probably see the fast with Dangers when he goes into first person. Yep. And it saves just a little bit of time. I mean, I'm talking like, I don't know, 0.3 of a second. It's really quick, but when you're in the top tier of this running, I mean, any frames count.
Yeah, I think musicians early is actually kind of a cool route as well.
It is. You know,
Seems more comfortable.
A lot of it flows a little bit better. A lot of early runners start off with musicians late because that was the standard for the longest. But I think that's changed over time now. Rhea looking really good. This is super scary.
It's super hard too.
Yeah, because if you don't turn around and you accidentally do a dive, you're diving right off the side. Should see spin pound here from Dangers. Yep.
And if you can actually mess up your inputs and actually bonk when you're doing those backflip dives.
Dangers. Bullseye. Nice.
Right on the sign. All right, Danger's saving some time there.
Like, I mean, we're 30 minutes in, and these guys are still just a couple of seconds apart. That's insane to me.
Yeah, that's just showing how good these runners actually are. Their consistency levels.
Now, and it's important for these guys to stay as close as possible because that's how the points are awarded here for SMO. I believe it's based on every 10 seconds or so that those points are awarded. So it's super important to stay with it. You know, oh, shoot, I bonked, you know, or I made a major mistake. No, keep going. That's hard to do in speedrunning.
Yeah, it's really hard to do in speedrunning, especially during like a race when you know people are like watching you. Because you pretty much just want to make sure you're putting out your best. You want everybody to see your best.
Right, exactly. Because you know you've done it faster before. You know you can do it faster. And that's why speedrunning kind of like weighs into your mind a little bit. The mindset is half the battle. Heck, 90% of the battle.
Like 99%
Yeah.
of the battle.
Yeah, I agree. All right. So it looks like Rhea is going into Seaside, which is kind of what I figured.
Yeah, I kind of had to so he can get some more coins. He's a little short.
Oh, and a bonk up top.
Rushed it just a little bit.
Just
So
as
yeah, Dangerous is in Snow Kingdom here just because he had enough coins, whereas Rail did not. So, which we noticed back in like Wooded, I'm pretty sure.
Which is crazy. Snow is probably one of the worst kingdoms for me personally.
I'd say it's a pretty hard kingdom.
It's tough. There's a lot of room to like accidentally fall off the side, spin pound off the side, roll off the side, especially in like Goomba Room or, you know, with the Typhoos. It's Seaside to me is more relaxing.
Yeah, Seaside is pretty relaxing. It's a little nerve-wracking when you start to go for the clip, just because you can mess up one input on the clip and it loses probably like 7 seconds.
Oh yeah.
The clip is also really scary because you don't want to risk clipping back inbounds, which is really hard because you move so fast as the fish out of bounds.
Wow, Danger's getting that clip instantly. That was pretty awesome. That was really clean for him. Saved so much time getting that clip. Oh, up. Oh, good save. Good save. Oh man.
Thero
wow.
cursing it a little bit.
Yeah.
A little precursor.
Wow. That was a great save though.
Yeah, top 10 saves in speedrunning.
That was insane. All right, Rhea going for that newly found fish clip here. Seaside clip, fish clip. There's a whole bunch of different names for it right now.
Seaside's out of bounds. There's a good amount of names for it. It's actually really easy.
Yep.
As Rail fails it.
Rail wasn't quite far enough away. There we go. Okay. And the fish spazzes out of bounds for some reason.
Yeah, it's so fast. Like, you move so fast out of bounds as the fish. It's actually really scary.
All right, Dangers working on this Goomba stack. I will say this, and I don't know if you've done it in a run yet, but you can have one of two things happen there, which are super unfortunate. Is either A, a Goomba jumps off the side by itself, or B, the Goomba gets stuck under the icicle and dies.
I've had one where the Goomba knocked me off.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
I
that too.
And it caused damage, and I knocked back. That was pretty sad. I've also had one where I didn't quite make or clear the gap at the end. That's also pretty sad. Because you just got done doing a really clean Goomba cave, and next thing you know, you're dead.
Exactly. And that's why, to me, Snow is just so punishing.
It really is. Like, if you die inside the pipes, like, inside these little rooms, it's so punishing.
Wait.
It's such a big time loss.
Now, Snowdram. I don't know if you've ever played around with it, with Snowdram. I know Danger's been working on it. Gonna take a couple extra seconds to make sure it's lined up correctly.
Yeah, I actually did play around with it quite a little bit back before I started speedrunning it, just when I was casually playing it. I remember seeing the speedrunners do it, and I was like, oh, that looks awesome. I wonder how they do it.
It's tough. Like, it's the mixture of vectoring off of that vault is kind of key to have enough speed to get across.
Yeah.
But, you know, Dangers took a little time to do the regular setup, which is good. You know, you don't want to rush that. We've seen runners in this league that'll try to go for the quick setup, and then they miss it.
Yeah, we see just how fast Seaside actually is, because Rails is already in snow, as Dangers is just now heading into Seaside.
Ooh.
Should still be a fairly close race. Dangers might have a little bit of a lead, just because Rails Seaside was a little sketchy.
The spin pounds around the corner are just awesome. No clip from Rhea.
Ooh.
So gonna lose a little time to Dangers, but hopefully a little bit cleaner here with the Typhoos. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh wow, that was
Almost took a death there.
super sketchy. That blustery Archmoon can be a pain.
Yeah, it's a little, I wouldn't say weird, but just unnatural. And
He doesn't
like,
have Cappy. Cappy got blown away. I don't know if you saw that. He got completely blown away, and he had to wait. Danger's working on this little 2.5D moon. That if you're playing through casually, you're going through with a Gushin to get that. So,
oh, you're supposed to do that?
yeah, that's the right way.
I didn't even do that in my casual playthrough. When I first went through, before I even watched the speedrun, I didn't even know you were supposed to do that.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I just went through and kind of did it the way the speedrunners do, just my own way. I didn't know about that, though, until I saw a speedrun. I was like, okay, this is normal.
What's interesting is, like, Fear, who uses Joy-Cons, is able to capture this fish that Dangers has a little bit quicker, because he's got a down throw. He can just down throw right into the fish, where Dangers has to sit in the water and wait to, you know, slowly float down. Yeah. Oh, Rhea having a bonk there.
Yeah, he tried to get the bonk into the moon, but it didn't quite work out for him. Dangers actually ended up getting the bonk into the moon, though. So a little bit more time saved for Dangers. Yeah, Dangers is looking like he's going to be ahead by a little bit.
Looking really good. Oh,
he still got it.
Commentators
really
curse
close.
It was close.
Alright, we'll see if Dangers can get this first try. And he does,
right through.
So that's a big time save right there.
And I think that's a lot here in SMO, that there's a lot of these strats and things that are not super difficult, like that fish clip, but doing it optimally is what's difficult.
For sure. Because, like we were saying, like, the cheap is just so fidgety and, like, twitchy.
Oh, yeah. Rhea going for Snowdram. Oh, and a bonk!
No.
A bonk right at the edge.
That's not good. That's a big time loss.
Yeah, it is.
Because Danger's got that first try. Looked like Rails rushed that final dive at the end. Just a little bit.
There we go. Okay.
Try, so yeah,
Wow.
Danger's definitely with a solid lead right here.
You know, coming up on Luncheon. Luncheon is a really long kingdom with a lot, or it doesn't have a lot of moons. The moons are spread out.
Got a lot of pain in it though. It's a really painful kingdom.
It really is, especially when you're doing things like turnip clip. I was playing around with that last night and just failed for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, with the turnip clip, it's really key just to make sure that you place the turnip far enough away to be able to get the pan bro in behind it cleanly, so it has enough space to sit there without getting pinched out. but you want to also make sure it's close enough to actually be able to pinch it in there.
And we
that's
also
probably the hardest part. The hardest part I'd say would probably be actually capturing the pan bro. A lot of the time you'll see runners pick up the turnip again.
Did you know that you could actually soft lock the game with turnip clip by accident?
I actually did not know that.
So what happens is that that Cappy hits the turnip and you capture the pan bro, it hits him into the pan bro, capture the pan bro as the pan bro dies. And it could possibly cause a soft lock. We were talking about that earlier. I don't think we've seen it in this competition, but it can definitely happen.
That'd be really triggering this far into a run. You're on PP pace and that happens.
Oh yeah.
Alright, Spewart giving Rails some trouble here. Usually don't see that.
All right, Dangers lining it up. Oof. That was really clean from Dangers. Like, super quick. Spin pound back in. Looking really good.
Ooh, I kind of like that movement right there.
And not even touching the wall.
Yeah, that was kind of nice. A little bit of a spin pound dive right out of that. Really clean. This is probably my least favorite part of luncheon right here, just because this fruit is so annoying. If you go around the left side, it's so annoying. To the point where I've almost contemplated picking up that right side for the wall kick route.
Oh yeah.
Just because the left side is just so annoying.
It is.
You fail one triple jump and you're stuck behind the freaking fruit.
Yep. Exactly.
It's so inconvenient. And you're sitting there trying to jump and you can't jump.
All right. So we see Dangers is angling his camera down, and the reason why, it's you want that Podobo not to spawn. You want them to be over on that left side. So when you grab this moon, grab the moon. Up.
Gotta grab the moon.
He captured a little bit early, but didn't lose much time there. Going into Fork's room, which is so cool to watch.
It's so pleasing. When you see a really good Forks room, it's so entertaining. That's so clean.
Danger's giving us a really good show with that.
That's probably my favorite part of the run to watch.
Oh yeah.
Forks. It's so entertaining.
But so hard, man. Like, these guys grinding it out forever trying to get that movement.
Yeah, some of the up throws are kind of hard.
They are.
See, I find what Dangerous just did there really hard, going on that right side. I find that really hard with the Lava Boy. But if you go up to the left, you can actually land on the pegs too, which is kind of annoying.
Oh, let's see here. Yeah, he's going to readjust. He's got to readjust. He was pretty far to the center. That looks a little bit better. All right, square in. All right. Rhea's right on his tail.
Yeah, caught back up pretty quick. Alright, that looks like a really good
really good.
spot.
Yep.
Yeah,
wow. Yeah, making up some time right there.
And that's actually a good amount of time made up there for Rail as well.
This next moon is up. Okay.
Burnt.
He tried to dive to get out of it, but good backup. He should still make it. Yeah.
See, that's probably my least favorite part of luncheon right there. That triple jump on that wall.
It's tough, and I know there are a lot of folks that'll use a ground pound jump to get up there, so they don't have to line up the triple jump.
And a really cheeky spin throw.
And just like that, luncheon is wrapping up for both of these guys.
It's really nice. Didn't see any like huge like spaghetti spilling.
Nope. Other than Dangerous having to readjust his turnip, that was about it. Everything looked really good from both of these guys.
Alright, we should be heading to Ruin now.
Now, Ruin's one of those kingdoms that, you know, there's not really any optimization other than the movement up to the dragon. One day they're going to figure out a way to skip it. I mean, I don't care if Cappy's having to cap the dragon and fly straight to the moon or something. They're going to figure out a way to speed that up because it's kind of a filler at this point.
Yeah, I can't wait for that day because it's a boring... That's probably the most boring kingdom in the game.
But while they're going into Ruined, don't forget GSA's first ever live event coming up, Pace, ! Pace. Check it out. I'm going to be there. Meet your favorite runners. It's going to be awesome. I mean, I've got my hotel room, plane booked, everything. I just got to get on the plane and go.
Yeah, it's going to be in Maryland for its first year. So it's going to be pretty exciting.
As Dangerous would say, it's going to be hot.
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 Quite hot. Alright, this is the biggest resident sleeper part of the run, so let's get some resident sleepers in chat. Because the Ruined Dragon is boring.
What's funny is when you watch runners that haven't run any percent in a while and they're running like AUM or 100%, and you'll see them over in the corner cap farming because that's just what they've known to do. Or Little Aggie goes over to the corner and he jumps up against the wall and just cap stalls against the walls, so he doesn't have to worry about the little purple saws.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty easy to avoid, but it's just annoying to have to avoid them every time. So the cap stalls are definitely nice.
Now there is kind of a cheeky little move that you can do on the cycle that Dangerous is on right there. You can throw Cappy to where they hit that far right spike first, and then as Cappy's returning to you, he'll go ahead and grab the next spike, so you're getting like a 2-for-1 there. It's kind of a swag move.
Alright, just like that, Dangerous is done with Ruin.
Now we're kind of going where the rubber meets the road in Bowser's, where, you know, you've got two Brutal fights, you've got Mecha Brutal, which is a pain, and I know that Dangerous, I'm not sure about Rhea, but I know Dangerous typically goes for target acquired, which is Harry at third, which is hard. It's really hard.
Harriet's hard in the first place, let's be honest.
Oh yeah.
My least favorite Brutal. I don't know, Rango's really close though. I hate Rango.
The timing of Rango and Lake is kind of weird to get used to, for sure.
Yeah, and then you feel like you got it down, and the next thing you know, you get hit, and you're like, okay.
Right.
Same thing with Topper though, like you feel like you're good and consistent with it, and the next thing you know, you get bopped when you try to jump on the spinning caps.
I think the hardest one is the last phase here in Bowser's, where, because you have to jump so early, but if you jump too early, then you're gonna get hit by the cap itself. It's
right.
The timing of that one's really weird too. Like if I get caught up, it's normally gonna be on that.
Right, usually I just wait until the final cap's done spawning on the ring. And then probably about half a second after that I jump.
So fun fact for this first roll, you don't even touch the stick at all. You just roll, and it'll be a perfect straight line. That's how they get it perfect every single time.
Right, it's the same in it's the same if you go for it in Metro Knight as well.
Yep.
In Town Hall.
Oh, missed in the ogre. Oh, he was able to get it without the ogre going through another cycle. That would have sucked. That would have been terrible.
Ooh, really clean from Rail.
All right, and there is a dram coming up after the Shards Moon, which is really nice. Dangers normally has a really nice setup for it. All right. Like, how does Bowser?
Really cool.
How does Bowser get around this kingdom? It's all. I mean, he's not taking the pylon. Ooh.
Ooh.
That dive back is so difficult.
Having a meltdown here on the second one.
That dive back and a bonk and
Ooh. No.
taking a hit from the spiny.
Just like that, Ray is ahead. Having a lead change in Bowser's Kingdom, that's kind of crazy.
All right.
Not every race where you see a lead change at the end.
Exactly. Like a lead change in Rainbow Rider TTC, like, but not a major, like from a death or anything.
Right, just a bonk. Like, that's crazy, just how close they've been all race.
All right, so Rhea doing the dram as well. So nice looking, and you can back it up too. So like, oh no, dangers. You can back it up. So if you're going to fall off the side, all you have to do is shake, and you save yourself with that dram, which is nice. Rhea not able to get the triple there, but I love that setup for the Harriet fight. Going into first person, lining it up, and just throwing Cappy. That's all you're having to do.
So hard. That's one that just comes with time, though.
Dangers grabbing those coins, not wanting to let them go. Saving up for a rainy day. All right. And just like that, we're still pretty close.
I'd say it's probably like 10 seconds if that. So that's really good. This is what we look for in races.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is definitely a race. Super clean topper from both of these guys. But to recover after missing Snowdram is tough. But Rhea has done it. And it's all about moving. It was at Blue Bob.
Right, so it's a 12-second lead for Rhea right now. Which is kind of crazy seeing how Snowdram went for Rhea.
That jumper on the corner is so difficult.
Yeah, because you can actually get caught on that corner and lose all your speed right there, and then it's either you back it up by diving back or you die.
Right.
Backing it up and getting through the boxes is kind of hard if you have no speed to get over to them.
Oh, and a bonk and hit by the spiny there.
Again, that's twice in Bowser's Kingdom now.
Danger's gonna channel the bird pogs here. As Rhea's heading up to Mecha. Or Robo Brutal, as Nintendo calls it.
I love watching the pros do the Mecha Brutal fights.
And Topper's down. Gonna head up top. Oh my god. That was pretty ridiculous. So quick. Those spin pounds are just so quick.
So cheeky.
One more. Gonna line it up here. And target has been acquired. Mecha is done for Rhea. See if Dangers can pull it off. Gonna knock out Harriet here and then line up for his target acquired. Done. Wow.
So yeah, this cutscene here is actually really, it's really long.
It is really long.
I don't know if you saw what I sent you earlier, but it's just like a minute and a half from the time the cutscene starts to the time you split.
And what's crazy is these guys are still finishing around 8 minutes.
Yeah, which is an insane Bowser's Kingdom. Especially given the mistakes that they had made.
Now, going into Moon, it's still, I mean, these guys are still so close. I'm not going to say what it is. That could possibly happen because I don't want to be blamed for commentator's curse, but
yeah, definitely not gonna say anything.
No.
To affect Moon.
What was cool about that is Rhea was a little bit faster only because of the topper acquired, as Bob was talking about in chat just a moment ago. We'll see on the fade out here just how close these guys are. About 18 seconds. I think we were all counting there.
Yeah, it's still a really close race.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? And Moon can change that, though. So.
Exactly.
I mean, even after that, though, it could still change. This race could go down to the final hit on the block.
Rhea looking good with the vectors.
It could even go down to not paying attention and not jumping into the zip. I don't even know what they're called.
The pylon.
Yeah, the pylon. You could even miss jumping into it and lose the race due to that.
Dangers with some really, really good vectors there, not even having to do a cap dive to correct himself.
You know what's good from Rhea, so...
Right.
Whew! I thought I almost spoke too soon right there. Looked like he could have bonked.
All right.
Oh, good for Dangers.
Dangers is in there. We have one more risky part. What up? Missed the cutscene. Accidentally pausing there for Rhea.
There is one huge risky part.
Oh, nice. I thought he was a little far away, but he was able to get up there in time.
Punching Bowser is probably the hardest thing in the game, though, honestly.
I mean, compare the Bowser fights for this and SM64. What do you think?
SM64 is way harder, but
oh yeah,
for sure, because the nerves and then having to spin the controller, your hands are sweaty, like it's kind of annoying. Ooh, Rhea messed up the fast cap right there.
Oh. Okay.
Giving Dangerous some possible time save here.
Ooh, no! Dangers.
That's not good for Dangers.
Kind of misjudged the timing of that. Gonna have to redo this really quick. Losing a little bit of time here.
Man, that's a shame. He was catching up and then made that mistake.
We were talking about the hitboxes of the fire, which is super weird. Like, you play the game for the first time, you're like, oh my god, I gotta do like a triple jump and all of this. No.
And now you can just do like a half jump. And you clear it with ease.
And he grabbed the heart.
Optimal again.
Alright, Rhea gonna go ahead and work on his escape now. Oh. Got caught up a little bit on the rocks.
Shame Dangers was actually about 5 seconds behind until that mess up. Since Rhea messed up as well. Looking like it's gonna be a solid, like, low 101 here for both runners, though.
Alright, here's... I mean, God, these guys are still neck and neck. Yeah, exactly.
You know what, part 2.
Exactly. Alright, Ray is good.
It's such a hard strat. It looks so easy. Alright, you know what? Coming up for Dangers, number 2. Alright, also good.
Whew. Alright.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to pillars.
Which
Dangers is gonna need Rhea to have some pretty unfortunate pillars. Some pretty bad fireball shots. Looking pretty good for Rhea.
Wow. Wow.
That was really clean. And he got the pillar, so...
Yeah. With
that's
5
about
shots.
Everything you could dream of. I kind of like that setup he was doing for it as well.
Just like really
on, lock the camera onto it. Kind of scary though.
It is. Up.
Ooh.
The camera change there terrifies me every time.
So Ray is going to be taking this win.
But still,
insane race.
Dangers gave him a run for his money.
Reminder, they are because he had a 100.58, I believe, right?
Yeah.
That's the offline PB he had.
Yep.
So not bad comparing their PBs to what this runtime was for them. Not bad at all. Not even 20 seconds apart. But 17 seconds.
That's insane.
That's not bad at all for Dangers.
All right.
Dangers only 40 seconds off his PB with this run, so that's really good.
I mean, that's insane in a race. That's absolutely crazy.
Especially at that level.
In a race. You know. Wow. Hopefully we can get Dangers in for an interview. I think Rhea will not be interviewing today.
Yeah,
but,
Rhea passed.
You know, there's so much stuff that can happen at the end of a race. You've got invis walls as well, which we got really lucky. Dangers! What's going on? Up.
Oh, can't hear, he's deaf.
He's coming back in. All right, he's gonna fix it. But yeah, you can actually get invis-walled at the end, right there, which is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
All right, hello,
Dangers.
G'day.
What's going on? Look, it looks like you got an 8.83 world record. Good job on that, buddy.
That was
Yep.
fought.
You know, they said sub hour was impossible. I went and did sub minutes. That's fine.
Exactly.
But who cares, right?
So, kind of walk us through that. I mean, phenomenal run. Very close to your PB because you just recently PB'd, right? By 2 seconds.
It was a couple weeks ago, I think.
Okay. So, you know, kind of walk us through. I know that you, in the very beginning, missed chest clip, but Rhea got stuck in out of bounds at the same exact time. I mean, you guys were within seconds the entire time. It was insane.
Yeah, it was a pretty hot race, and, you know, sometimes this is why I like having it open, just to see. I know a lot of other racers in this league have opted not to watch, and I understand that kind of gets them in the mood, but at the same time, just being aware of what kinds of mistakes Ray is making. And you know what? I think that Ray and I are at a pretty similar skill level. He's just been able to kind of pull out the better PB out of the two of us. He's also been playing for a little bit longer, so his consistency is there. So yeah, watching us be able to play next to each other like that and just see how this race really came down to making who made the least mistakes, I think. And we both probably made about the same, but I might have made just like one or two more, and that's kind of what cost it. And we were making mistakes in the same place as well. Like another good example is right at the end in the Bowser fight. According to my splits, though, he did beat me by 16. I would have not even been able to make up that if I had golded the split. So it was extremely close.
He did.
But he did edge out right towards the end.
He did topper acquired and target acquired, which was pretty hot.
Yeah, so topper acquired, I guess it's kind of the Goryuya method where you dive back and you spin pound on topper at the back. So he does it kind of a weird way where he dives directly to the ball or right to the orb. I'm not sure if it's any faster or any different. It's just personal runner's preference, I think.
I do want to point out that Rail is definitely memeing there with that 59, 59, 91. But
yeah, he truly did get sub hour.
Right. So explain to me, you were trying to do on the shards moon, you were trying to do that dive back. What was happening there?
I think honestly the first one I just didn't get my cap throw to go in the right direction. If I had, I probably would have worked. And then it's just really hard to get your timing down if you have to like reset it from a neutral position like that. So I eventually just kind of gave up on it and did it the old way, and even that was still giving me trouble. So it was a little bit triggering, but there's only so much you can do.
The Spiny Boy definitely taking advantage of that.
Yep,
for sure.
Right, and you said you were watching the race, so how were you feeling when you saw Rhea fail Snowdram?
Snowdram, yeah. So I mean, we had to go alternate routes because he didn't have enough coins.
Right.
So it was very interesting to see who was going to come out at the end of luncheon, and I honestly thought it was going to be basically tied still coming into that portion. I did see me globe first as he was kind of approaching the Snowdram trick, so I knew I was ahead by about 15 seconds, but then, you know, he misses that and it's 35. So, and it was about kind of holding on to that lead. We both played really clean in the places that we did, and towards the end it was more or less just try and hold on, and I think I just made too many kind of silly mistakes. Another one was kind of the
like got into your mind a little bit.
Potentially, yeah. There is definitely the opportunity for that, but at the same time, I would say that when it comes to my consistency, if I'm having a really, really good mid game, it's probably not going to look too good when we get to the end. Something's got to give.
Right. Something's got to happen.
So, and unfortunately, it was turnip clip and it was the dive back shard strategy.
Yeah, the turnip, you had to readjust there, but still, I mean, a phenomenal run. You know, I of course watch a lot of your streams and watch how you improve, and a really good run in a race. Like that's amazing to me.
Yeah, only 40 seconds off your PB. That's kind of nuts.
Certainly, yeah. And my best race time to post so far. And yeah, I think that of all of my remaining competitors, Rhea might have been the one that I might have been able to edge out. But you know, as I always say, I'm just happy to be on TV.
Right. And this is kind of a best for both of you guys. So you got a best, and Rhea also got a best as well, because Rhea's best was a 101.59.
I edged it by 1 whole second there.
By 1 second. So both of you guys getting a best in this race truly showed why you guys are on the top of the leaderboard.
Certainly. I was not disappointed with the outcome of this race at all. It does say that I won, which is very peculiar. I'm down with that. But
right.
But yeah, I mean, it honestly was one of the most entertaining races I've been able to watch in a long time. So I am thankful for that, at least.
Yeah, you got good points, so you can't complain about that moving forward.
True. I think that's 18, something like that.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, we take those, boys.
Well, GG to you, and GG to you as well, J Mill. You know, Dangerous J Mill just started running the game about a week ago, and he's already about ready to bot me. So
only 3 days ago, but
yeah. So he's he's up and coming for sure, and it's been great having you in the booth too.
Been a roller coaster. Yeah, I'm enjoying SMO a lot more than SM64 so far. I mean, I spent 2 years in SM64, so switching it up is it's refreshing.
Bringing you over to the dark side. Well,
I don't think I'm doing dark side, but
Right. Well, good. Dangers, thank you so much. And thank you guys for watching today. That's going to wrap up our time here on twitch.tv/speedrun. But you need to be back tomorrow. Exclamation point schedule. Check out that schedule. A lot of great stuff coming from GSA 7 days a week. And don't forget, exclamation point pace. Hopefully you'll see all of you boys at the pace event. But that's going to be it for me. J-Mill, once again, thanks for hanging out in the booth tonight. And hope you all have a great night.
GG.